Welcome back. Longtime deal maker, former real estate titan, and now two-time commander-in-chief. President Trump has been luring deep-pocketed investors and companies to invest in America since returning to the White House, locking up commitments of some $2 trillion into the United States in his first month back in office. The president told me about his next conquest, the Panama Canal, after news this week that an American company, BlackRock, will acquire two ports operating around the Panama Canal from Hong Kong-based CK Hutchison for $23 billion.
China essentially had it. It was a China-based company. I'd much rather deal with BlackRock than a China-based company. And BlackRock is fine. I knew they were doing that. I was totally okay with it.
And when you go through the Panama
Makes
Canal,
it easier.
give us a sense of how China
Carter
has dominated.
The Carter administration gave the Panama Canal for $1, gave the Panama Canal to Panama for no reason. They had a little demonstration of a few people, and he gave it. It's the most expensive thing we've ever built in the history of our country, relatively. In other words, if you bring it up in today's dollars. We lost 38,000 people to the mosquito and to snakes. Snakes are vicious. They had a very vicious snake. If you got bit, you were in big trouble.
Wow.
But mostly to mosquitoes, malaria. And we built this incredible thing, the eighth wonder of the world, right? You know, it connects two oceans, and one ocean is substantially higher than the other. Nobody knows that. That's why you have the locks. And the most incredible thing, and it does great. And we shouldn't have given it. We should have never given it. But we didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama. And now Panama has gone out and essentially ceded it to China. And until they ripped all the signs down about a week ago, when they saw that I was serious about this, you know, most of the signs were written in Chinese. They were all Chinese all over the place. That wasn't the deal. We're taking the Panama Canal back.
So you're coming up, the Congress is doing this reconciliation package.
Yeah.
When you look at where the spending is, 76% of the spending going to the mandatory programs, don't you have to really cut into those mandatory programs in order to really make a dent? You say you're going to balance the budget.
Yeah,
you can't balance the budget just by DOGE cuts,
We're
right?
going to have growth like you've never seen before.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you said that.
We're going to have growth. I'm not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Now, we're going to get fraud out of there. You know, you see where I talk about it all the time. We have people 250 years old and all, you know, tremendous fraud. But that has nothing to do with that. We're going to get the fraud out, and everybody wants us to get the fraud out, and therefore you'll make it better. But we're going to have tremendous growth. When you look at all of the car companies that are now coming into the United States, and they've been announcing, like on a daily basis, they're going to build their plants, and they're going to create tremendous numbers of jobs, and so many other things. And I'm doing something else that I think is very exciting. Maybe I'm wrong. A gold card. For $5 million, you buy a path to citizenship in this country. We'll see. I believe that Apple and all these companies that can't get people to come out of college and come because they get thrown out. Think of it. You graduate #1 at the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford, and you get thrown out of the country. You can't stay more than 1 day. And they want to hire these people, but they can't. They've complained to me about it. Now they can buy a gold card, and they can take that gold card and make it a part of their deal to get these top students. No different than an athlete, like a bonus. It's a signing bonus. And you're going to have a lot of people buy that. You're going to have a lot of companies buying gold cards. So for $5 million, now, it's a lot of money when you add it up if we sell a lot of them.
Yeah.
If we don't, it's nothing ventured, nothing lost. But I think it's going to be very successful. You can't get a green card. A green card, this would be a green card on steroids. This would be much better than a green card.
How do you know the Chinese are not going to take advantage of it and exploit it? Didn't they do that with student visas?
They may, but they don't have to do that. They can do it in other ways.
Look, the Democrats say that Elon Musk and DOGE are overstepping their bounds. You're right. What Elon Musk and DOGE has been able to uncover is unbelievable. Half of us did not even realize.
And stop there.
It's
because look, stop there. You just said, what he's done is unbelievable. Now, you could then add some, but what about he's found hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fake contracts, and I read them, just a tiny portion of them, the other night. Transgender surgery on mice. hundreds of, I mean, the money they're spending on all of this stuff, the whole thing's a scam. And you'll find ultimately that the money that they sent comes back to a lot of the people that made those deals, okay? You're going to find that. What he's also done is made people realize how many people should be cut. Because normally you go in and you say, all right, cut 4% of your workforce. He said cut 50%, 60%, 70%. That's a big thing. Now, he's done a great job. And he's paying a price for it. You know, I mean,
he said he had
didn't
death
need this.
threats.
He's paying a price for it, I guess. I don't know. He actually is a real patriot. This is something that's really not good for him, and yet he's doing it. But he's opened a lot of eyes.
On the reconciliation package and the tax extensions, you've got your New York and California lawmakers. They want the SALT deduction lifted.
Yeah.
It's at a limit of $10,000. Are you going to double it?
I'd love to see something happen in SALT. You know, I'm the one that made the deal. Ronald Reagan tried like you have no idea to get what I got. I got Anwar and I got SALT. He couldn't get Anwar and he couldn't get SALT. I got SALT. But nobody knew how strong it would be. I'd like to see them give back some of that. Now, the reason, you know, the two reasons, but the reason that people don't like it is because they don't have it, but everybody has it because it's a deduction. But I'd like to see a good portion of SALT be hit back. I'd like to see that. I also think it would have a big impact on the election, because I think you'd have a lot of congressmen get elected that maybe wouldn't get elected without it.
So is it a double? Is that right? To go to 20,000?
Well, there are 10 or so, and maybe they're trying to get it to 20, but I think that would be very good, yeah.
Look, I think the Federal Reserve is stonewalling your DOGE efforts, okay? I heard the other day that Jay Powell is trying to lobby the White House to not fill the position of vice chairman and bank supervisor. He said, look, I'll just meld that into my own role. This is a presidential pick, an appointment. Are you going to appoint a vice chairman and bank supervisor at the Federal Reserve?
Well, I haven't heard he's trying to do that, but the answer is, yeah, I'll be picking somebody fairly soon.